Fourthly, none of these key takeaways should even make the top 100 list of takeaways for successful digital transformation. Key takeaway. If you were to look, let's say we're going to analyze the market and we're going to look at successful digital transformation and unsuccessful digital transformation. By the way, if you look at the data set, it's about 80% are unsuccessful, 20% are successful. Okay. If you look at the difference, what's the number one takeaway, the thing you're going to walk away with? And the answer is this. All of those who are successful started with the digital strategy. Why do we want to be digital? Every single one. Number two, key takeaway, digital transformation. Organizations who successfully digitally transform, their leadership group changes the philosophy of the IT group from security and compliance to service. That's not in these 5 key fucking takeaways. And by the way, that's the second most important one. If I go and evaluate an organization and I'm going to look for 5 things, okay? I'm going to look for 5 things. Number 1, I'm looking for a digital strategy. Number 2, I'm looking for a culture of enablement in the IT group. Number 3, I'm looking for one common architecture, ecosystem focused. Number 4, I am looking for a belief that all data matters. And number 5, I'm looking for a culture of enablement from the ground up. You want the 5 key takeaways for digital transformation? I just fucking gave them to you. And none of them are in that list right there. That is garbage. It is absolute garbage. That's what that is. And what pisses me off is that there are leaders out there who are going to listen to this. And they're going to steer their companies in the wrong direction. And they're going to cost people jobs. Rule number 1, when you speak, what is the first question you ask yourself? Why should anyone listen to me? Rule number 2, what am I going to say? Rule number 3, what are they going to hear? Rule number 4, what will they say is most valuable? Whoever wrote this, there's no reason anyone should listen to you. Number 2, you said garbage. Number 3, I heard garbage. 4, the most valuable thing I read out of this is that I should never listen to anything you say ever again. That's the problem with this. The problem.
You're just ripping him a new one.
I mean, listen, by the way, I invited the CEO. Okay. The CEO commented. Okay. The CEO commented on my post. Let me get to it. So I can't remember his name. He's actually a great guy, by the way. His name is Nude. His name is Nude Lass Luth. And he says, "Hey, Walker, I think you may have misunderstood or misinterpreted some of the points made in our research." Okay. He said, number 1, we never claimed that ERP should be the first step in digitalization. Our research report highlighted that many companies start with ERP upgrades first. So number 1, digitalization and digital transformation are not the same thing. Okay. This is a digital transformation report. And now he uses the term digitalization. They're not the same thing. That's also a misnomer. Okay. He said, I myself think this sounds silly and I hate using SAP myself, but this is what is happening. And that is what we reported here. Okay. So some of the comments on your LinkedIn post confirm that viewpoint. Perhaps this is a nice opportunity for educators like yourself.
Your camera went out.
Yeah.
Your camera went out.
Let me, sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say one of my key takeaways for digital transformation would be that not only the digital strategy piece, but everyone in the organization can recite the digital strategy. Because otherwise, it's not going to happen, right? If everyone has to execute it, you have to be able to have that vision and mission to be able to drive it.
Exactly. How do you know?
But see, you're talking about actually transforming a business. But they're talking about like Industry 4.0, like spec or something.
Well, it's right. He says, he also says, number 2, I am okay if you don't like our research. I think the team is doing a fantastic job going through some of these case studies and highlighting patterns they're seeing. The report provides some very interesting insights into how manufacturers do digital transformation. No,
That's how they do it wrong.
The use cases they pick. So they give a couple of use case studies. Those are not case studies of digital transformation. You even got the fucking definition wrong. I mean, the point is that you're not even using the correct definition of digital transformation. That's the problem. And then you conflate digital transformation with digitalization. They are not the same fucking thing. By the way, anybody who is watching this, if any of you disagree with me, if any of you believe digitalization is digital transformation, by all means, please speak up. Tell Nude, you know what? You're right. You're correct. Digitalization is digital transformation. Because it isn't. Okay? Moreover, if you are holding up an organization that is starting with an ERP upgrade as an example of digital transformation, then you don't know what digital transformation is. That's my point. My point is that words matter. Being precise in language matters.